focus story now. Delhi Chief Secretary Naresh Kumar suspended Tihar Jail Superintendent Ajit Kumar for alleged involvement in providing special treatment to AAP Minister Satyendra Jain, who has been lodged in prison in the money laundering case. Now, viewers must know that in this particular case, what is important to note here is that the Department of Prison is under Delhi government. However, services like postings, transfers and suspensions are under the Lieutenant Governor, happens to be, as we all know, a central government appointee. Viewers would recall that last week the Enforcement Directorate claimed in a court here that Satyendra Jain was getting special treatment inside the Tihar jail. Prior to this, DG Sandeep Goel was transferred from Tihar jail days after jailed conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar alleged extortion of 10 crore rupees for protection in prison. The entire gamut of jail administration in Tihar jail seems to have fallen like 9 pins. Following the suspension of the jail superintendent, other jail officials have been transferred, including 6 of the assistant jail superintendents. A total of 52 transfers have been ordered. The jail administration prima facie found to have committed irregularities that warrant an inquiry, according to Delhi government prison department, adding that the matter was related to Jain receiving special treatment. And now, in fact, if I can quickly run our viewers through this particular case on the VIP treatment issue, on the 30th of May is when you have Satyendra Jain arrested in the money laundering case. On the 30th of October, ED filed an affidavit that alleged VIP treatment. 1st of November, Satyendra Jain moved a special court seeking restraint on CCTV. On the 9th of November, you had the ED conclude arguments opposing the bail. Yes, 9th of November, the bail arguments were concluded. 11th of November, Satyendra Jain's lawyers dismissed allegations of VIP treatment. The bail hearing concluded. And 14th of November, Tihar Jail Superintendent has been suspended. The order on the bail is to be pronounced on the 16th of November. So that's the timeline. But what does the affidavit say about the VIP treatment? It says that the AAP leader was given body massages. He met with the jail superintendent on a daily basis against prison rules. Not just that, he was provided with home-cooked food inside the jail. He had access to electronic gadgets, and the prison staff also facilitated meetings with co-accused. None of this is allowed in the prisons, as we all know. So this is the affidavit. And yes, the bail order is to be pronounced on the 16th, but prior to that, the jail superintendent has been suspended. One can say with some amount of certainty that this particular affidavit with the details on the special treatment could have been the basis for it. Let's introduce the panel joining us here this evening. I have Mr. Vineet Goenka of the BJP. Joining us also is Parvinder Singh Sethi, political analyst, supports the Aam Aadmi Party, and Sashikant, former DG Prisons from Punjab. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on the Big Focus. Vineet Goenka, it's not about Aam Aadmi Party or the BJP. I can give you a whole list of individuals, of entitled netas across party lines who have enjoyed special privileges in jail. But talking about this particular case, the Aam Aadmi Party has dismissed all allegations as completely baseless and absurd. Your first reaction, sir?
Ram Ram to you and all your viewers who are watching this show right now. It is somewhat not been accepted by the civil society that in jail itself, the jail superintendent or the people who are supposed to keep the accused or the inmates as prescribed by the book compromise their jobs, and they facilitate not only home food but also massages and some luxury items. And I think probably this is the one allegation which was made on them, and then there was a probe been done, and you see that this transfers or suspension come through. There has been an allegation by Sukesh, the con man, that he provided 2 crore rupees for each 5 months. That is 10 crore rupees to Satyendra Jain himself to get these facilities. So the person who could provide these facilities to an inmate while he was the minister can easily get this. And this is also on record, and people should know that Satyendra Jain has been in questioning of because of that Sukesh's allegation, and also he is in the Tihar jail because there is a money laundering case which is against him. I think stern action should be taken against such erring officers. and also the inmates which use money power to do this, there should be a separate case to be filed against them. And I'm sure court will take cognizance of this.
Parvinder Singh Sethi, in a way that's correct, isn't it? If the jail authorities were found negligent, if they were found complicit with the inmates, if they actually provided these privileges which are not allowed to the inmates, then sure enough, one should crack the whip on them, one should transfer, remove those individuals and replace them. There shouldn't be any dispute about this, Mr. Sethi.
Oh, जितने भी ये एलिगेशंस है, these are baseless एलिगेशंस. कोई भी पुलिस ऑफिसर अपनी जॉब को ताक में रखकर कोई इस तरह का काम नहीं करता और वहाँ पे कोई किसी तरह का वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट नहीं दिया जा रहा था. इसका जो है उनके एडवोकेट ने भी फाइल करा है कि ये बेसलेस एलिगेशंस लगाए गए हैं. जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी है वो अपने संवैधानिक संस्थाओं का मिसयूज़ करके और एलजी ने जो वहाँ के जेल सुपरिटेंडेंट है उनको सस्पेंड करके उनके साथ जाती करी है. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है कि उनको कोई वीआईपी स्पेशल ट्रीटमेंट दिया जा रहा है. लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी एक ऑफिसर के साथ इस तरह का काम करती है. चुनावों के समय में बाहर एक गलत मैसेज जाए, इस तरह का काम जो है वो ठीक नहीं है भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए. ये बेसलेस एलिगेशंस हैं, कोई वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट उनको नहीं दिया जा रहा. और अभी
लेकिन आपको पता है कि सीसीटीवी इमेजेस शेयर किए गए हैं और ये तो एक्शन उन ऑफिसर्स के खिलाफ लिए गए हैं. वो तो आम आदमी पार्टी के हैं नहीं, वो तो जेल के अधिकारी है. उनके तरफ से अगर कोई चूक हुई है तो ये एक्शन से आपको क्या आपत्ति है?
नहीं, हमें कोई आपत्ति नहीं है, लेकिन किसी व्यक्ति के साथ, किसी ऑफिसर के साथ जाती हो, ये आपत्ति है. अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी आम आदमी को डिफेम करने के लिए या चुनावों के समय में एक बाहर गलत मैसेज जाए, उसकी बलि एक पुलिस ऑफिसर को देती है, ये आपत्तिजनक बात है. क्योंकि कोई भी जेल ऑफिसर अपनी जॉब को ताक में रखकर कोई भी ऐसा काम नहीं करेगा जो पुलिस मैनुअल के खिलाफ हो, जो पुलिस कानून के खिलाफ हो.
Yes, you wanted to come in, Mr. Goenka. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I think probably my learned friend does not understand that these allegations were put by an investigating agency, ED, not by Bharatiya Janata Party. That too in front of the court under affidavit. And those officers who have filed this also
now
know
that is very convenient. Every time you come on my show, you always say this is the ED, this is not Bharatiya Janata Party, but these are central agencies that, let's be very frank, are completely now under the scanner for their impartiality and independence.
Can I complete myself, please?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, please. See, I did not interject neither when you spoke or Aam Aadmi Party's spokesperson spoke. So let me just complete my sentence. So in case the accused or the police officers or Mr. Sethi or his party, which he is representing, four of them feel that these officers have done under duress or they have done it undue, they can also approach the court. And I'm sure the officers who have been suspended would also put a counter affidavit over their own, and they know the, the liabilities of these affidavits. Affidavits are not simple papers. They are under oath, and there they are punishable in case they put an erring facts inside that. So an officer will not do it against his fellow officer till he is sure about this conduct. And here, again, I'll put it, Sukesh, who is the conman in a separate case, has said he's ready to go under lie detector test or other test, and he has given, he's ready to give under affidavit that he had given 2 crore rupees per month for 5 months, that is 10 crore rupees to Satyendra Jain in turn to get this kind of facilities.
So now, Mr. Sethi is saying that you are doing all of this to defame the AAP ahead of elections. I will come back to you. Let me introduce.
You can't defend convents. See, Aam Aadmi Party is a party of people who are either in jail
but
or on
you are shooting from the shoulders of a convent. They can also say that you are relying on Sukesh's testimony now, who happens to be in jail, who is a conman himself.
When did ED arrest Satyendra Jain? Have he not gone to court? And he's in jail because of me or my party. He's in jail.
Okay, we are not discussing the Sukesh issue right now. Let me have Mr. Sashikant come in. He's a former DG prisons. And let's understand the rules here. Mr. Sashikant, are you distressed to see that you have, one second, that you have the, the Tihar jail authorities being penalized in this manner, found complicit in providing undue privileges to a politician, to a neta, based on CCTV footage and an affidavit that has been in fact presented in court by the Enforcement Directorate, Mr. Sashikant?
Look, I'm not surprised one bit. I know what all goes on in various prison houses. There's a separate world altogether, number one. And secondly, talking about the suspension in forces, jail authorities, they also come under this kind of force only. Suspension is not a punishment, not a punishment. Punishment is something more serious, which comes after the inquiry, etc. But suspension per se is not a punishment. And if I start talking about what all goes on in various prison houses, I don't know about this particular case because I was not there. I'm talking whatever is there. Delhi Jail Manual basically is a part of what is Punjab Police Manual, Punjab Prison Manual. Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, lots of these states had picked up the Punjab Manual and made certain amendments here and there. And I think in 2014 it was, as per the judgment of the Supreme Court, there were certain categories, B and C only. A was not there, B and C, in which certain limited facilities were given to the inmates, prison inmates. But in 14, I think it was Supreme Court judgment which said that B and C categories should also be banned, and all the prisoners within the who are in a prison house should be really treated equally as per the law. But whatever allegations are being put at are being raised here in respect of the prison officials in jail, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised one bit.
But it was time to take some deterrent action. You think, will this change matters from here on, Mr. Sashikant? Because you're saying there's a pattern has set in and no one does anything. The authorities look the other way.
Deterrence is needed, and deterrence in such cases is only invocation of Article 311 of the Constitution, which is dismissal, straightway dismissal from the service. At such time, this kind of deterrence is not shown by any government, whatever government it might be. These things are not going to stop. No, sorry, but yes. It hurts saying that, but that's
Mr. Vineet Goenka, do you agree? This is not going to stop, and it's not just Tihar jail. I mean, Vikas Yadav was lodged in Uttar Pradesh. You had Mr. Suresh Kalmadi, if viewers can recall, Kani Modi, A. Raja, lodged in jails in Tamil Nadu. Then you had Asaram Bapu lodged in Jodhpur. So across states, you know, Suresh Kalmadi and Kani Modi, I beg your pardon, lodged in Tihar again. Asaram Bapu in Central Jail, Jodhpur. Ram Rahim, Sunera Jail in Haryana. Lalu Prasad Yadav in Birsa Munda Central Jail in Jharkhand. V.S. Sasikala. All of these are cases of VIP treatment being exposed to the inmates, and very few cases of action ever taken, Mr. Vineet Goenka.
Afrida ji, once again, thank you for allowing me to answer this pertinent question. Before that, you made a statement that there is a punishment to the officers. Let me correct you. It is not a punishment, it's an action taken on erring officer, and they would pay for their errors and their deliberate actions. And I pray to the court and the lordship that they take stern action so that they are made an example and nobody else gets this kind of thing. Yes, it is true that in many cases earlier, there were VIP treatments been given to these VIPs. All these cases were old cases. But herefore, there has to be a jail reform, or there has to be a discussion on how does one handle this kind of VIPs. Because they also may be fearing for their jobs once these VIPs come out of the jail. But that's a separate discussion altogether. And one day we will have a debate over this, and I will request some legal expert my party to come over here in place of me so that he can discuss this jail manuals and reforms in jail. But in the current scenario here, where the Aam Aadmi Party minister who is accused of money laundering, where there is a specific case of amassing wealth beyond his own capacity worth crores of rupees under PMLI, and this person is getting this benefit. And I'm been told that he gets not only luxury lifestyles, but he also gets food, maybe salads and fruits and all, which are not allowed as per the manual. And he also gets something which is very dingy, which is massage, which is not heard that somebody getting this much as. And if this was incorrect, the officers who are suspended, they have a right under the Employment Act to go to the court and defend themselves. And if Mr. Sethi, who's representing Aam Aadmi Party, he feels that is true. But let me just remind your viewer, this minister was arrested because there is an accusation of amassing wealth of hawala. There is somebody in Calcutta who has taken money or given money to him, and he's in jail since months.
Yes.
And the
No,
bail has been
whatever the
denied by
charges
court.
against him, that doesn't change the jail rules or the jail manual.
Of
The
course, and that's
severity
why
of the
action
charges
should
is
be
a
taken
separate
on the
matter.
officers, and I
I'm out
welcome
of
this
time. I
officer
want
to
Mr. Sethi to quickly respond to the points that you made. Mr. Satyendra Jain, by the way, was a minister of prisons as
नहीं,
well. Do you think,
आपने-
Mr. Sethi,
आपने-
वो वजह है कि वो जैसे अभी विनीत गोयंका जी ने खुद कहा कि उनको डर रहता है कि जब वो जेल से निकल जाएंगे तो वापस उन्हीं के ऊपर हावी ना हो जाए, तो उस डर के वजह से ये सब वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट होता रहता है?
नहीं, ऐसा 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 कुछ नहीं है। आपने बहुत सारे लोगों का नाम बताया, उसके अलावा हार्डकोर क्रिमिनल्स हैं जिनको वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट दिया जाता है, जो सजा काट रहे हैं। इनके ऊपर तो अभी एलिगेशन है, जांच चल रही है। अभी ये ही इज़ नॉट एक्यूज, अभी वो उनको सजा थोड़ी मिली है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी उनको कोई स्पेशल वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट नहीं दिया जा रहा। वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट अगर जेल मैनुअल में या कानून में एक प्रावधान है उन के लिए जो एक क्लास सिटीजन है, वो दिल्ली सरकार के मंत्री हैं और उनको उनका राइट बनता है कि उनको वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट मिलना चाहिए। इसके
नहीं, ये तो
बावजूद
बात
भी
सही
उनको
नहीं
उस
है।
तरह
किस
का
तरह का
ट्रीटमेंट
जेल के अंदर आप कैसे कह सकते हो वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट? ये आई विल नॉट एंडोर्स दिस व्यू. I'm sorry you are expressing such views here on a channel where we constantly call it out that, you know, these entitled netas have to be called out. Even behind bars, they feel that they are entitled to some preferential treatment. That is simply not acceptable. I'm afraid I'm out of time. Mr. Goenka, I would have liked to come back to you, but this is all I have time for. Mr. Sashikant, Vineet Goenka, and Mr. Sethi, thank you so much for joining us here on the program. Well, with that, let's